Alright folks, how are we doing? It's David Connolly here, the web developer extraordinaire. This is not a tutorial. It's just me trying out this GitHub Copilot thing, and also VSCode. Both of these things are new to me, and I'd like to just say a little word of thanks to Simon. You see him around with the username Dafa, and he has been giving me some tips and tricks to get up and running. But it's still all kind of new, and I'm just feeling my way around with this stuff. And I'm going to be trying to build a new video player here for Speed Coding Academy. You can see this page has got a whole lot of work that needs done. And I thought I'd come on for maybe 2.5 hours or something and just see if I can make a dent on this. So I'll start by opening up, well, I suppose I'll open up VS Code. So here we go. And again, I'm very much new to all of this, so you know, as I usually say, it's that line from, I think, The Naked Gun. Like a blind man at an orgy, I'm feeling my way around, you know. So let's open up this Speed Coding Academy site here, which I've basically broken. Now, is that it? Is it open? Is it there? I don't know if it is. What if I click this? Ah, that looks good. Okay. Right, I don't know what this outline is, but that looks like we've got files. And in our case, well, we're on a module by the name of Video Lessons. I'm surprised that these are open, because I'm pretty sure this is the first time. Well, do you know what? Maybe I opened it last night or something when I was installing it, but I've never done any real work with any of this. So let's just do that. Now I want to get rid of this thing on the left here, which is possibly not what other people do, but I want some real estate, so that kind of suits me. Alright, now I can see from the URL that we're on Video Lessons and then /learn. Let me just check my stream's on. I think we are. Okay, so we're on Video Lessons /learn, and that's going to give us this page here. If I do a die statement here, oh, now did you see that? That was a wee bit slow. I typed die and it was about half a second after that it appeared. Alright, so maybe it's using a bit of RAM. But if we refresh, there you go. Now that's my confirmation that this is working. Now if we have a look at this file here, this file, which I'll happily open up, is going to load up a file by the name of Trongate Video Player. So let's have a look at that. Whoops. Okay, now on Trongate Video Player, it loads up a view file by the name of Video Player, which is here. And when the page loads, that is of course when this page loads, it runs init video player. So we're going to be using a bit of JavaScript here, and it's gonna, now let me just get this right. Yeah, it's going to request some videos from an API endpoint. But before we do any of that stuff, there's something else I want to do. I want to just say, alert, ahoy. That's all. There we go. Now that seems a bit stupid, but the last thing you want to do when you're coding is spend half an hour working on something and then you find out it's the wrong file. I've done that a few times. Alright, so you can see that the GitHub Autopilot is doing some autocomplete here, but there is no way that it's going to guess what I'm going to be doing next here. So let me just view the page source. Now you can see that we've got a video container here. Just for the moment, I want to say container, or pardon me, video container. Let's just give it a background color of yellow, just so I can see that video container here. Okay, let me have a look again. Do you know what? It's an ID. Alright, here we go again. Alright, so it's bright yellow. Well, that's pretty far from okay. So I'm going to be referencing a video player that I was working on last week. I've still not finished it, but it looked a little bit like this. It's this video player here. Now if I view the page source here, I've got a file by the name of trongatevideoplayer.css. I want to copy that. And on this video player page here, you can see that I'm actually loading up trongatevideoplayer.css. Now that lives inside here. Okay, so let me just try something. Background color. We'll do that. Let's have a wee reload here. Okay, we'll still get that stupid ahoy. Okay, but that did work. Now, let me take this styling out here. And all of the styling changes that I do from here onwards, I'm going to do them from this thing. So let's just say video player max width is going to be 950 pixels, and let's also say margin 0 auto. It's going to bring this thing to the center, right? So there you go. Now that ahoy has got to go. Right, there we go. Now, let's have a wee look at the video player CSS thing. I think to begin, I'm going to say width is something like 96%. Kind of for mobile devices, right? Okay. Now if I look at this thing on a mobile device, or simulating that, well, immediately we're running into problems, but let's not worry, because I'm pretty sure that that is because of this stuff here. So I'm going to just take this out of action for the moment. Can come back to this later. Right now I'm all about the video player. Alright, there we go. So that's looking nice, you know. Perfect. And I'm going to have to do something to fix that, but that's okay. Now, back to the JavaScript. And what I want to do is I want to reference this page here. Okay. So I'm gonna pass in a base URL. So there's a wee bit of PHP. This is going to just come in handy later on, right? And then okay, I've got a file by the name of videoplayer.js, and I built this last week. It's not finished and it's not perfect, but it should get us out of the starting blocks. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to... Now I don't know about the way this does folders. Oh jeez, hold on a second. Hello? I'm doing great, how are you? Oh, well, what's got into you? Ah, that sounds... that's... But, yep. That sounds fantastic. That sounds really, really great. Would it be okay if I left here at 6? It's only like 54 minutes away. Brilliant. I shall leave at 6 then, okay? Right, thanks very much. That sounds amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, that's amazing. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon then, right? I'll leave here at 6. Alright. Okay, cheerio now, bye. Alright, well I'm a wee bit busier than I thought. I'm gonna have to leave here in about 54 minutes. And we have Gear in the house. Hello to you, Gear. Apophysis. By the way, I'm not reading these in any particular order. My eyes just went sure. So we have Stefan. Nice to see you. And Jim. He says it's too early to have a first take opinion on VS Code yet. I think it's a wee bit too early. It's not really slowing me down. I don't know if I like these arrows here. I would prefer if this was folders. Why do they make it arrows? That's wee things like that, you know. So far, let's have a look here. Does anybody know if I can get the left side looking like little folders? I know it sounds stupid. I know it sounds stupid, but this is the kind of things that kind of, I don't know, kind of drives me a wee bit crazy, you know? Like, see when I look on this left side, it's difficult for me to visualize that. Now, hold on. Yeah, that's really, really peculiar. There has to be another way. So, edit. How do we change the appearance? Preferences. Okay. File icon theme, is that what it is? I wonder if that's what it is. Oh, well, there you go. That's really good. I wish I had a nicer theme, but that will do nicely. Okay, well, there you go. So far, so good. Now, you have to say, though, why has it got CSS like that? If I go new folder, JS, Ah, now did you see that? That was kind of a bug. Alright, doesn't matter. We're going to say trongate video player.js. It's far too early to give an opinion. What I will say is it's somewhat overwhelming because it's got so much to it. But I don't feel as if it's slowing me down much, which is good, you know. That's definitely good. So anyway, there's my JavaScript from previously. And I'm going to have a wee look for the window.onload event here. So here it is here, and it says init video player. Now let's do a couple of little changes, shall we? So on our video player, I've started a wee bit of code here. Let's just copy all of this. Okay, I'll copy all of that. I'll go into the JS thing here. Alright. Now, this is... It looks like a lot of JavaScript, but it's actually only 365 lines. I think I'm going to do the unthinkable. Yeah, let me do the unthinkable and just comment all of that out for the moment. And I'm going to kind of slowly bring it all back to life, if you know what I mean. But I don't want too much happening too soon, you know. So here's my new code. And what the new code is saying is... Well, previously we had window.onload init video player. Okay, so same thing here. But let's just console.log. Rock on was the suggestion, that's fine. Okay, so bringing up the console. We'll see how this all turns out. I'm going to do a hard reload. And nothing happened. Well, of course nothing happened, you crazy rock and roller. Nothing happened because I have to include the thing. So I'm going to say source equals. Now let's see if the autocomplete helps us here. Base URL. Alright. How about trongate? I'm not getting any help here. Okay, that was a surprise. I thought it would have given me some suggestion. But at least now it's saying rock on. You can see that in the bottom left hand side there. So, it is showtime. The first thing that I want to do, if you look upstairs here, you'll see that we've got a video container. And the very first thing that I want to do is I want to get the video container length. So I'm going to say var video container, actually width, and it's going to be document.getElement by ID. Now there you go, look at that autocomplete. That is the first helpful autocomplete, and that is exactly the code that I was about to write. Well done, GitHub Autopilot. Not too bad, not too bad. Now let's just see what it says. It should say 900. Now look at that autocomplete. Again, perfect. Oh, my fingers are going on holiday. Right, here we go. And it says 902. That's a wee bit of a surprise. But if 902 is what it is, then I guess 902 is what it is. Okay, whatever. So, let's not worry about that. I thought it would have been 950, but there might be padding or something. Who knows what? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up some parameters here. We should have a code, and I'm also going to pass in video container width, and I'm going to do a console.log json.stringify params. Let's see if it can guess that, right? So yeah, that's not too bad, it guessed. Alright, we'll have a wee refresh. So that's 3 pretty good guesses in a row that it's done. And there you go. Now there's also going to be a token that's a part of this. So I'm going to say console.log token, right? So say console .log. Now let's see if it guesses token, right? So I'll say quotations Look at that, token is token. That's fantastic. Alright, I'm loving that. Okay, now there's one other parameter that I want to send across here. This is going to be a pretty advanced video player, and okay, I'm going to have a thing in that. Now let me just go to the top here. Okay, we've got a thing called preferred video quality and establish preferred video quality. Now let me have a wee look at this. Okay, I'm going to change this a wee bit. I'm going to make a little function up here, and I'll call it establish preferred video res. Establish preferred video res. Now this is going to be looking, we've got some nice multi-cursor action here, that's kind of cool. Alright, so this is going to be looking inside local storage, and if we, let me think here, if we've got a preferred video res, it's going to say here you go. Otherwise, it's running a thing called guess favorite quality. Let me have a wee look at that, will you? So, right, we are not going to use that. We are not going to use that. So, if we, right, you see this thing here? Okay, this is going to be called preferred vid res. You'll see how this works in a minute. Of course, I'm making it up as I go along, but I think I've got it. So we're going to be looking for a local storage, preferred video res. If we've got it, then that's our preferred video resolution. But otherwise, our preferred video res is going to be just empty. Just empty. Now, do you see how we've got these variables here? I think I would like preferred video res to be a global thing, so I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to go upstairs. And I'm going to say var preferred video res. Now, by the way, you can say as an empty string if you want. Technically, I could leave it empty like that as well and just have it declared as a variable. Doesn't really matter, but for whatever reason, this makes a bit more sense to me because it tells me I'm expecting a string. Alright, so what on earth am I doing all of this for? Why would you care about preferred video res? Well, let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to say var preferred video res. Now look at that autocomplete again, beautiful. And then I'm going to say comma. Now if this guesses preferred video res, it'll be outstanding. Look at that, it guessed. That's fantastic. Right, okay, so now we're building up a whole bunch of parameters here. And the preferred video res is empty. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to send this stuff over to an API endpoint, just using pure vanilla JavaScript here. Alright, and we're going to just console.log the response and all of that stuff. So let's just do a refresh. And it's all a bit shambolic. Oh, well there you go. Did you see this? That's what caused the problem there. So you'll remember right at the start of this stream I passed in a base URL. Well, now you know why. We'll say base URL, oh pardon me, plus that. Let's try again. Alright, there we go. Now unfortunately it's saying invalid token. So let's go to the endpoint. Now the endpoint is at video lessons fetch videos. So we're going to say video lessons. We're looking at fetch videos here, right? And I'm going to comment this out, this token thing, and just run API auth. And it's saying invalid token. Now let me try an experiment. I don't know if it'll work, but let me copy this, and right here I'll just say fetch videos, and we'll imagine that this is going to go to video lessons / fetch videos. Let's imagine it's a post request. Fetch a family of videos that match a lesson code. All of the different videos will have different resolutions. For the authorization, I'm going to just say all for the moment. I'm not going to have an after hook. That's us. Now let's just try that. Ah, now this time it says 200. Do you see that? Which is pretty darn cool. Now, let's see if we do indeed have a gig here. I'm going to open up Trongate tokens. And I want to see if I've got a... I'm looking for a get user level thing here. So... Right, I'm looking for search here and I cannot see it. That's a wee bit of an irritation. Wee bit of an irritation. I don't want to search in the file. Alright, that's a minor irritation because now I need to go into view appearance, activity bar, jeez. Control Shift F. Okay, get user level. Nothing. Right, I'm sure there's a get user level in this. Damn. Okay, the search is just no helping me at all here. But let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm not enjoying the search. And I'm having to manually go in, which is a bit of a pain. I'm sure that I'm doing it wrong. No. Okay, I'm trying to find a function here that gets the user object. And it's kind of, there you go, get user level. That was all I wanted there. Right, okay, that's what I wanted to find, right? So for the moment, I'm going to bring this in. I really need to know that this is working. I'm going to say this module, Trongate tokens, alright, nice job on the autocomplete. I'm going to say user level is this Trongate tokens. Get user level. Alright, let me echo that user level here. Okay, back over here. And it says admin. Okay. Well, let's try this. Let's say that the authorization is going to be admin and member. Now I'm going to just say member and it will say not authorized. Well, it will say not authorized now. Right, hold on. Let's try this. I'm feeling that this is a framework error. I may need to look at that. Okay, let me look at API.json. I'm just going to say roles admin just for the moment. Undefined method, Trongate tokens get user object. Flippin' heck, man. No results. Okay, that is possibly a mistake. Like a framework mistake. Okay, let me have a wee look at the GitHub page. Okay, let's have a wee look at the modules. Tron-gate tokens, controllers, and I'm going to look at get user. We do have a get user object. That's fine. There is no framework error. It's just that I was using an older version. So I'll copy that and let's okay. I'm on Tron-gate tokens. Okay, we'll chuck this here. We'll go back to the page. Refresh. Okay, so that's saying 200. Now back onto the API.json file. Let's assume that the username is this. Now there is nobody with that username or user level. Invalid token, that's what I wanted. So I'm going to say that the people who are allowed here, it's going to eventually just be members, but for the moment I'll say admin. There you go. Right, okay. So what all of that means is that when I land here, all I have to do is say API auth. And I've got everything. That's it. So now I'm going to get the posted data. So equals. Wow, now if that works, it'll be amazing, because I can never remember that. I'm going to say JSON posted data. Let's see what this does. If it spells out what I sent across. Folks, that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Let's do a var dump on posted data. And look at that, it's guessing. Oh, so it's an array. See that? We've got an array of posted data. That's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we're going to say params code is, look at the autocomplete, it's perfect. Now this is the point where I have to change the site. At the moment the Speed Coding Academy website has got, and I'll show you. Alright. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a wee look at the structure. Okay, so you can see that we've got these video lessons here, which we can browse. There's over 410 lessons, or there is 410 so far. And you can see that each lesson has got a video path. And then blah, 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 blah. One lesson, one video. One lesson, one video. Now that is not good. Not by a long shot. Definitely not by a long shot. Because what's happened is all of the videos that I've uploaded, are too high. The quality is too high. And there are people, hello to you, Danster. We have a few friends have popped by. We have a few friends have passed by. Let me have a wee look here. Jason Hicks has some awesome content comments. Thank you so much. I guess there's an extension. Yep, we sorted that. I am programmers here. Andrew is here. Thank you for that. Oh, Control P to search. Let me have a look at that. That's excellent. I think he's right. Thank you, Andrew. This is the benefits of live streaming. Right, that's excellent. And then we've got Control plus Shift plus P. Control plus Shift plus P. Right. So Control plus Shift plus P. Well, okay. Oh, I just broke something. Anyway, let me focus on my vibe, if I may. The mistake that I made with Speed Coding Academy is I uploaded all the videos at about 2000 dots or 2000 pixels wide. It's just too high quality, and that means that some people have had buffering and I have had ridiculously expensive hosting costs coming in, and it doesn't make any sense. So what I'm going to do is make a couple of modules using the Trongate module market, and instead of having one video per lesson, there's going to be clusters of videos or families of videos for each lesson. Each video will effectively be the same, but it will be a different resolution. Watch and I'll show you what I mean. And look at the time that's about to be saved here as we change into Documents, Dev. So I'm just opening up the desktop app here. I actually haven't installed it on this computer yet, so I have to do it this way. Alright. So I'm going to say modify existing app. In fact, before I do that, let's do a wee commit on this Git stuff here, just in case anything goes wrong. Alright. So now what we're going to do is choose the Speed Coding Academy site. Here it is here. And I'm going to create a new module. A new Trongate module. And I'm going to call it Video Resolution Option. Okay. The module name, Video Resolution Option. Now the label is just going to say Resolution Options. Shall we have an icon? Yes, we shall. This is going to be a nav icon, of course. Now, do we have a wee screen or something like that? No. Do we have maybe a ruler or something? Oh, jeez. Alright, well, let's just see what we've got. Right, this will do me. That's all I need. And I'm going to add some properties, right? So, this is the resolutions. I'm going to have a variable character called resolution description. For example, high quality, low quality, medium quality. Let's add that property in. I'm going to add in an integer called width. Let me think here. Yeah, let's just call it video width. I know that I could call it width, but it gives me clarity when I call it video width, right? Stuff like that helps you to focus, you know. And then I'll just say video height, and I'll add that as well. Okay, so resolution description, video width, video height. Anything else? Yeah, let's add in a priority. So an integer and I'm going to just say priority. Okay, priority, I'll add that in. And that'll do me. I'm not going to have a URL column. And for the moment, I'm going to order by video width ascending. Let's generate it. And let's have a wee look. Ah, jeez. Unable to locate Trongate security module. Isn't that a drag? Well, that's okay. I'll grab one from somewhere else, chuck it in. Alright, there you go. Create new video, resolution, option, record. Now that looks frigging terrible. But let's not worry about it right now. Let's just add in a low resolution. Now just add in some dummy numbers like 250 or maybe, well, probably 450 would be more like it. This is the worst looking form ever. And we might not even use priority. Alright, so this page looks absolutely garbage. But that's okay. Doesn't have to be good at this stage. I'm going to just say medium. Let's call this one medium res. And again, I'll just make up some numbers. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Alright. So maybe we'll go with low res. Okay. Let's do one more. All of this could probably change. Jeez. Doesn't this look bad? I'm just guessing these numbers, they don't really mean anything. But the point is that we've added in 3 video resolutions here. So the next thing that I want to do I want to make another module up, and the module that I make now is going to be kind of like families of videos that relate to lessons, you know. So let's do that, right? So I'll say new Trongate module. I'll call it video family, and it says manage video families, and that's okay. We can have an icon. What would be a good icon? Anything that makes you feel good, anything that makes you feel good. Right, this is going to be the thing, a wee database symbol. So I'll add some properties onto this, right? Now, this requires a little bit of thought, because we're basically going to have a video path, and then it's going to link up with a video resolution ID. And what else can I tell you? So we say that, and it's that resolution. And is that going to work? Or maybe we could deduce the resolution from the video path. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just say yeah, let's just do this. So we'll have a variable character. Now, if I just show you the structure of video lessons, the video path is actually a text field. So I'm glad I checked that, because the video paths can be huge. There's all sorts of token security and everything going on here. So we'll say video path as a text area. I'm going to add that. Okay. And then I'm going to say an integer with resolution ID, like that. Okay. We will not have a URL column. Now hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Yeah, let's just do this. And we can order by anything you want. Let's generate it and let's view it. Okay, so once again, this thing looks completely garbage. But I'll make it look nice later on. In the meantime, I'd like to have a think about video lessons here. Alright. So each video lesson is going to have associated videos and associated resources. I can click associate and I've got all of that taken care of. But I want to join up the video families with the video lessons. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to say create module relation. It's going to be... Now I think I'll take a commit here because this might break. Alright. So I'm going to have... I think... it's got to be one too many. Either that or many too many, but why would you do many too many? No, it has to be one too many. Okay, here we go. So the parent module is going to be video lessons, and the child module is going to be video families. Alright, parent identifier column is going to be title. Child identifier column can be video path. This is probably not going to work. I don't think that did anything actually. Let's have a look. Okay, basically what's happening is I'm getting some issues because I'm using a really old version of TronGate here with a new version. So I am going to declare that duff, and I think I'm going to just build that thing manually. Alright. Okay. The other thing I'm curious about is, did that modify the structure? Well, it might have added in this video lessons ID, but that's absolutely fine. So, how is this all going to work? Well, I think I'm going to have to do it manually, that's for sure. So, at least for this version of the site. So if I go to video lessons here, click into a lesson, sometimes in web development, the most difficult part is just visualization. And that is the case here. So thinking. Okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Right, let's go to video lessons show. I'll close all of this. I have to say, so far I'm liking it. So far I feel as if it has definitely saved me from a wee bit of typing. And I'm using the TronGate VSCode extension here as well, and that has been good also. Alright, I'll do a wee bit more. I'm going to have to leave in about 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I'll take this thing here. I'm going to just do a little style is display none on this. I don't really need the comments to be there. But in place of those comments, this is a really old admin panel. But what I'll do is we'll take one of these and maybe chuck it up here. And I'll just say video files. Okay, now let me do a wee bit of lorem here. Well, maybe we need to just get rid of that thing. Ah, I had an extra div, that was the issue. Okay, so what would happen is I'd probably just type in, oh no. don't know how I would do this. It depends on how the upload situation works. Perhaps I would type in a video path. Or a video file name. Maybe a video file name. What have I got on the table? Let's have a look. It's been a long time, you know. Alright, on the video lessons. Video path. Right, let's have a wee look at one of these. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to take a wee trip to AWS and just remind myself how I had stored all of this stuff. Hold on. It's kind of an important part of the process, you know, and I don't want to muck this up. One of the cool things about web development, you know, is that when you keep on pushing forward, eventually, when you do it long enough, you start, you know, you wake up one day and you realise that you're building things that, well, I'm not going to say nobody else has built, but there's nobody on YouTube teaching this, that's for sure, or Udemy for that matter. Show me anybody teaching you how to build your own custom video player with different resolutions and all of that stuff. Streaming from CloudFront. Okay. Give me a minute. I'm trying to understand how this works. Okay. Give me a wee minute. Okay, I think I've figured it out. One moment. Okay, I think I can show you this. Now I'm going to have to leave in a minute, but basically on S3 there's a folder called Speed Coding Academy, and then there's a folder called, for example, Module 1. Now what happens is you just basically have a cluster of videos that get uploaded to that, and then the rest gets figured out by PHP. Now the question is, how would that work? Right, here's how I think it would work. The hardest part is the visualization. So here's what I'm thinking, and I'll just write this before I go. I'm going to be back tonight though. I'll be coding probably quite late tonight. But right, here's how it could go. And again, the difficult part is definitely the visualization. So you could have root file path, for example, blah 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 blah, module 1 or something like that, or blah 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 blah, projects, build an online shop or whatever, something like that. Then you could have a file name, so that would be something like e.g. blah.mp4, and then you would have, if we look at our video families table, video families, so you'd have a video path with a resolution ID. That's going to come in from a drop down, and we've also got a video lesson ID. That's going to come in from a hidden form field. So that is what we need. Now on our resolutions, which I'm not entirely finished with yet, so on video resolution options, so far we've got resolution description, video width, video height and priority, but we should add another field onto that. We should add another field after resolution description, and the other field should be called target, let's call it destination directory. This is where that stuff is going to be stored, you know. Or destination, or I don't know. How about directory name? There you go, directory name, right? Directory name is going to be a variable character of 255 is fine. Okay, so we've now got this directory name. I'm going to head over to video resolution options. I'm going to add in a little fix script here. So let's see how good the autocomplete is. We're going to say rows is, that is not what I wanted. It's going to be this model get. Okay, so we'll order by ID, and then I'm going to look at that autocomplete. Not too bad, not too bad. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say data directory name, which is the name of the new thing. So the directory name is going to be string to lower, then URL title on row, and the name of the column is resolution description. Not a bad autocomplete there. Then we're going to do an update, this model update, and we're just going to pass in this data thing here, and then I'm just going to say finished. So if we take a little trip to video resolution options, fix, right, that was because I said this was an array. It was, of course, an object. Oh, you miserable swines. Alright, let's just slow down. I'm gonna var dump row. Okay, that is an object. I'm gonna say data directory name equals row resolution description. Let's do a wee var dump on this data thing here with a die statement. Undefined, oh, typo. Alright. So the directory name is that. So now if I say string to lower URL title, head to the end. There you go. Now I don't like the hyphens. I'm also going to say data directory name. Well, look at that autocomplete. That's fantastic. Excellent. So that's really, really great. When it works, it's brilliant, you know. Now, so the idea then is that we're going to do that. It says finished. If we now look at the video resolution options, you'll see that we've got these directory names here, which is perfect, absolutely perfect. Now I'm going to copy this, take this out. Whenever we submit one of these, how do I find submit? Come on, man. Ugh, that's so annoying. Do I need to scroll down? That's a wee bit of an irritation. Anyway, what we're going to do is something like that. Data resolution description. There you go. Alright, so that's about me for this live stream, but I hope that this makes some kind of sense. The idea is going to be that there's going to be a button there that you click that's going to open up one of those modal things. A wee bit like that. When that opens, I'll be able to choose a resolution ID. Now hold on a minute. No, let's do it differently. Let's do it when it opens. When it opens, I'm going to take a note of this. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Right, so there's going to be a button with a modal. And when the modal opens, you enter a file name. Now let's think about this. So you enter a file name or a do you know what? That should have said file name, not video path. That should have said file name. So we get a file name. Then there's going to be a root path. So that's a root path. That will be 255. Okay. So we'll have a file name. We'll have a root path. You know what's a pain in the neck? There's actually a case for doing some normalization here and changing the database structure. Right, doesn't matter. So we add in a file name, we add in a root path, and then enter a file name plus a root path. Get suggestions from PHP. Then a list of available resolutions. Tick the ones that that's it. Right, I've mapped this out. I am done. Okay, so there's going to be a button with a modal. When the modal opens, we're going to enter a file name like picture.mp4 or whatever. I'm going to enter a root path. So I'll get a suggestion coming in for that. That will be something like Amazon S3 / module 1. Then there's going to be a list with all of these possible resolutions ticked. Each resolution, each video resolution that is available is going to come with each resolution is going to come with a description, a width, a height, and we're going to have a directory name. So if you say, okay, here's a file name getting uploaded, blah blah, and then if you say, here's the root directory and I've uploaded it low, medium and high, it's going to figure out that those videos live here. It's going to combine this directory name with the root path thing, and from that it will get the location of the video. So back over to the API. What's going to happen with the API is the API is going to let's just do this. We'll just do a wee comment and we'll say return an array of videos with resolution descriptions. Where one video is going to have active of true or something like that, and it's going to figure out which one is the active video by looking at the posted data, which takes us right back here. So the reason why I was asking for the video container width and all of that stuff is so that we can figure out what a suitable video size is based on what the person's looking at. Now if the person later on chooses a drop down and says give me that resolution, that's going to be stored in local storage, and in future visitations their preferred video resolution will be used to ascertain the best video to serve the user. But we are using pinpoint precision. It's very advanced, and I think it's going to save me a bit of money and hopefully make things easier for other people. Okay, Dan, thank you for that feedback. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I've had two, Dan, Smitty. That's the only ones I can think of who had mentioned challenges with resolution, but I'm sure there were others and it'll be nice to fix it. Thank you very much. Can we all try now, or is it still in beta? I put my name on a list and it just added me, but there's something like 500,000 people pardon me, there's 500,000 people using it, so I think you'll get on. Ariane is here, and Perkin is here. Thank you. He uses VSCode. So far so good. There's a couple of wee things that I don't know about. I don't know how to find, like, say I want to see what methods are available. How do I do that? How do I do that? I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe you could teach me that. That would be awesome. Anyway, did somebody do it up here? No. Saving a preferred saving a preferred resolution is on. We're going to have that. We're going to save a preferred resolution. You're going to save a preferred volume. You're even going to save a preferred playback speed. All of that is going to work. It's very, very advanced, but the important part is the general plumbing, and that's what I'm focusing on here. I don't really care about the HTML. So visualization is the key. I'm kind of feeling like this is file name, root path. No, that's actually alright. This is quite usable. Damn complicated though. The only thing that's kind of irritating me a wee bit is that there's a wee bit of repeating data going on. Anyway, not to worry. Right, folks, this has been a pleasure and a privilege. I borrowed a car and I need to hand it back. So I have to go out for 2 or 3 hours. I may be back later on, but thanks so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll hope to see you soon. So far, my impressions of this are that it's quite good. I don't think anybody's going to be losing their jobs. I think we're a million miles away from that happening. There were a couple of... I counted maybe 4 or 5 times when it worked really nicely. And I don't think it's really slowing me down, although there's a couple of things I'd like to figure out. Thank you so much indeed for being here, folks. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. Goodbye.